Hey everyone, it's Lisa Purdy, and I'm back with you today, continuing our journey in the Bible in Genesis. Today we're covering chapter 14. I am in the Amplified, the classic version of it. So I'm hoping that this is helping you on your journey with God. So let's go for it. In the days of the kings Amraphel of Shinar, Aronach of Elishar, and Chedorlaomer of Elam, and title of Goem. They made war on the kings of Bera of Sodom, Bersha of Gomorrah, Shurnab of Admah, Shumember of Joibim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar. The later kings joined together as allies in the valley of Siddim, which is now the Dead Sea of Salt. 12 years they had served Chedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year, Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him attacked and subdued the Rephaim in Ashtaroth Karinam, the Zuzim in Ham, and the Emim in Shaviv Kirizathim, and the Horatites in their Mount Zaire as far as El Paran, which is on the border of the wilderness. Then they turned back and came to En Mishpat, which now is Kadesh, and subdued all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites who dwelt in Hazar Tamar. Then the kings of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zebulun, and Bela, that is Zoar, went out together. They joined in battle with those kings in the valley of Siddim. And the kings of Chedorlaomer of Elam, title of Goem, Amraphel of Shinar, and Aronach of Elishar, 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of slime, or Hittim pits. As the king of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, they fell, were overthrown there, and the remainder of the kings fled to the mountain. The victors took all the wealth of Sodom and Gomorrah and all the supply of provisions and departed. And they also took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods away with him. Then one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, one from the other side, who was living by the oaks or the terebinths of Mamre, the Amorite, a brother of Eshcol and Ener. These were allies of Abram. When Abram heard that his nephew had been captured, he armed and led forth the 318 trained servants born in his own house and pursued the enemy as far as Dan. He divided his forces against them by night, and he and his servants and attacked and routed them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is north of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought back the kinsman Lot and his possessions, the women also, and the people. After his return, so Abram's return, from the defeat and slaying Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him in the valley of Shaveh, that is the king's valley. Melchizedek, king of Salem, later called Jerusalem, brought out bread and wine for the nourishment. He was the priest of God Most High. And he blessed him and said, Blessed, favored with blessings, made blissful and joyful, be Abram of God Most High, possessor and maker of heaven and earth. And blessed, praised, and glorified be God Most High, who had been giving your foes into your hand. And Abram gave him 1/10 of all he had taken. And the king of Sodom said to Abram, Give me the persons and keep the goods for yourself. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand and sworn to the Lord, God Most High, the possessor and maker of heaven and earth, that I would not take a thread or a shoelace or anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abram rich. Take all except only what my young men have eaten, and the share of men, the allies who went with me, Anar, Eshcol, and Mamre, and let them take their portion. So for this, we have a war that's happened to take Lot and his family. And then you have Abram, who has now acquired enough wealth and servants to be able to go fight for his relative and go and get him. And then now you also have heard of Melchizedek, the king who blesses him and gives him, and Abram ends up giving him a tenth of all of his possessions of what he took, which is the beginning of the tithing. And so that's interesting. And Abram says he will not take any wealth from anybody because he wants God's glory to be known. And he wants everyone to know that Abram was rich and prosperous only because of God and nothing else. So that's that chapter. I hope this is helpful for you, and you guys have a great day.